here we are back again. We're in the F-150. We're driving over to Starbucks. I got a lot of studying I got to get done, but I just want to make this video real quick and talk about squatting. Squatting is a hot topic right now because for those who don't know, if you're watching this video, I 100% guarantee that you heard about the guy who died squatting, the Indonesian bodybuilder. Rest in peace. Fucking horrifying video. And I'll just get right into it. Squatting is not dangerous. Squatting is a great fucking exercise for putting on size and strength. All variations of squats are good squats. I think the general public could benefit greatly from even just doing body weight squats or kettlebell squats. The barbell back squat that is hyper specific to powerlifting is a great exercise. It's not the end all be all for leg size and leg strength, but it's not the end all be all that people make it out to be. But it is a great exercise that can be done very safely if you have safety set up and you have spotters available. Now, not a back spotter, because that is a fucking weird... I always thought that it was just so strange to have someone spotting you from behind when you could have a safety rack right there where you just set the fucking bar down. Now, you've seen my videos. I've failed plenty of times on bench press or squats, and I just set it down in the rack, and I squat alone in my garage, 500 pounds on my back, squatting. And I have the safety set up, and I have no fear. Because I know that those safeties are there, and they've saved me before, and they'll save me again. There's nothing else to say about it. Put your fucking safeties on and get to squatting. This argument that, oh, risk to reward, it's so bad for you, it's bad for your knees, it's bad for this, it's bad for that. Shut the fuck up. Just squat. If you like squatting, then squat. If you don't like squatting, don't squat. You know, like I've ran a couple of cycles of doing squats in my time. Never been too serious about squatting. I'm mostly a deadlifter, to be completely honest. All I want and all I care about is deadlifting. Even bench has taken the back seat plenty of times. This is the first time I put bench on the forefront of my training ever. It's always been deadlift first, deadlift first, deadlift first, and back and legs, you know. I've never really put anything else on the forefront. But if squatting is your thing, then squat, you know, and don't be scared. If you have safety set up and you have the proper safety mechanisms, then why be scared? If you're gonna squat, I've seen it so many times on the internet where people get folded on squats and they're right outside the power rack. Right outside. Why are you gonna set up for a squat right outside the power rack? Like, get inside the power rack, set up your safeties, and then squat. It doesn't matter if you have a spotter or not. You can squat your max weight or max reps to failure. You can do whatever you want if you have safeties there. I just don't understand the mentality of not setting up your safeties. I don't know if it's ignorance and they don't know how safety bars are supposed to work, or I don't know if it's pride, or they don't want to, they just want to squat outside the power. It makes no sense to me why you would squat without safeties. And this is not to bash the guy who died. Rest in peace. I'm not trying to bash that or his trainer or anything like that. I'm just fucking saying I've seen it plenty of times. This one just happened to be a fatal accident. But I saw a dude spotting his girl. She was squatting and he was spotting her, and it was right outside the power rack, and she got folded by a fucking like 135 squat or some shit. And then you know that other video of that chick squatting 400 pounds in the Smith machine to a bench. She got folded. She died. Rest in peace to her too. And her boyfriend was like behind her on the phone or something like that. Guys, there's no fucking reason to be squatting without safety bars there. And, you know, in powerlifting competitions, there's no safeties, but they have spotters on both sides, and they have a spotter from behind. Now, the spotters on the sides are the ones who are going to do the heavy lifting of picking up that fucking weight if you should happen to fail. And shit, man, if you go over like 500-600 pounds on a squat, sometimes they have two guys on each side to fucking pick up that weight in case you fucking fall. You know, and it's not perfect. You know, I've seen those massive power lifters bail on squats in competition with the monolift, and they get fucked up too. But they know how to bail a squat too, you know. And I would say that if you're squatting like to that advanced of a level, you probably, there's a lot more risk there. But chances are majority of people aren't going to be squatting over 400 pounds. And if you are squatting more than that, 400, 500, 600, like, you know how to fucking set your shit up. You know how to bail for the most part. And you know how to have spotters. Like, I've seen guys in the gym squatting 600 pounds and they always have spotters on both sides and from behind, and they're in the safety rack. Or in the safety, in the power rack, whatever the fuck. That's my rant. Set up your fucking safeties. Don't fucking squat max. Don't max out on squats with the spotter from behind outside of the safety rack. There's no fucking point in doing that. You're only fucking increasing the risk that everyone's talking about, and like, unfortunately, it could lead to death. Like, that's fucking scary. That is scary. That's something I've never even really thought about, is dying. You know what I mean? Like, that's, what the fuck, man? So, rest in peace to that guy. Use your fucking safeties. Try to learn from this experience. Like, don't let this guy, like, die in vain. Like, learn from that experience of this guy, of watching this guy fucking fail, and the spotter being basically helpless behind him, you know? He can't do shit to help this guy. And just use your fucking safeties. I don't understand why you wouldn't. If your gym doesn't have them, then you can set up those fucking boxes, those plyometric boxes, and do it that way, you know? Or set up like a sort of safety system that way. I can't say I've been to a commercial gym that doesn't have a power rack, or doesn't have one of those squat racks specifically for squatting, where they have like a mid-level like safety built in. I had to bail a squat one time, like behind me, that I can remember, and that was a fucking scary experience. It was the first time I ever squatted 315, and this was in a time I was basically a noob, you know. I had never really squatted that heavy. I mean, obviously 315 is a big milestone for any lifter. And the first time I tried to hit it, I fucking failed at the bottom. I couldn't get out of the fucking hole, and I had to bail it behind me and jump forward. Horrifying experience, to be completely honest, and ever since then I never squatted without safeties. So, I don't know how many times I said safeties in this fucking video, but use your fucking spotter arms, your safeties, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Squat inside the power rack. Don't squat without them, unless you're fucking doing, like, you know, 135, 225, like something that can easily be lifted up by a spotter, or you can easily bail. If you're going for a all out, like, just absolutely sending it, there's no reason you should be doing that outside of a fucking power rack. And even if you're in powerlifting competition, they have spotters there to help you, and they're on both fucking sides. They're not behind you. You know, there's one behind you, but the guys on the sides are the ones doing the heavy lifting, as said previously. So, to cap things off, everything is inherently dangerous as far as like weightlifting, weight training. It's all fucking dangerous, right? There's an inherent risk to all weightlifting, you know? You never know what's gonna happen. Every single time that you fucking go to the gym and fucking hoist something over your head or above the ground, whatever the fuck you're doing, there's inherently risk involved, and there's nothing wrong with that, because you're bettering yourself. The risk to reward is great, because you're gonna be healthier, stronger, fitter, faster, whatever the fuck you're trying to train for. But don't let this incident stop you from squatting, but let it stop you from squatting unsafely, you know? Use your safeties. All right, that's the end of this rant.